What's going on YouTube, and welcome back to another less than 5-minute gear review. In this video we're going to be going over the TYR Tactical horizontal gas mask pouch, and then also the TYR Tactical C420 PAPR pouch, and then just a couple quick tips and tricks when it comes to the PAPR and when a lot of people face the kind of battery thing and the dilemma that you can run into when it comes to using the disposable batteries or the rechargeable batteries, which can be pretty expensive if you start looking at the price for everything, versus running a AA battery pack tray. So that being said, jumping right into these, both of these pouches are going to run you about 35 bucks. Now, running these versus running a back panel that's specifically designed for running all of your CBurn equipment, for me, running a plate carrier like the S&S Precision plate frame, the back panels that you can get for those don't come with or they just don't have back panels for CBurn equipment, so you have to resort to using these pouches. With that being said, it's an option that's out there, but some of the other companies like TYR and Cry Precision, they both have back panel setups for their individual plate carriers, so that's an option when you're looking at equipment and things that are going to cohesively work together. But for me, because I'm running the plate frame from S&S Precision, I have to use these with a separate different type of back panel. So jumping right into the TYR Tactical horizontal pouch, you have your MOLLE on the back, and then also same with the PAPR pouch, you have the MOLLE on the back. Nothing significant when it really comes to any of that. It's real streamlined. It helps suck everything in and keep everything tight to the back panel, especially running on the S&S plate frame back panels. There really isn't any shift in movement in that, and everything goes together really well. And that's one thing I really like about TYR is their MOLLE webbing is really good. You really don't have a whole lot of slack when this is all put together. So, and then everything is integrated, so you don't have to buy extra MOLLE clips. That aside, there's a giant pocket to be able to fit pretty much any mask that you have, whether you want to run a M40 mask, or you want to run a M50 mask, or even some of the British designs that are out there, like the S10 and the FM12. In conjunction with that, this pouch is big enough to be able to run the mask and the hose all connected to itself. So when it comes down to it, you have some options and you have a lot of space to be able to fit everything in there. So that's the horizontal pouch. You can run it either left or right. It doesn't matter. The MOLLE will work either way. It's just going to be personal preference and what size you want that hose going over your shoulder, and then also how to help kind of keep everything organized. So with that being said, that is the horizontal gas mask pouch from TYR, and then you also have the C420 PAPR pouch, and pretty simple design when it comes down to it. You have a little bit of Velcro that's going to hold everything in place, as well as they have these two little buttons on either side, so that way it holds this PAPR in place and it's not going to shift around and move on you. So one thing I like about this versus some of the other options that are out there is it's super easy to replace this if you break it. You just unvelcro it and then unclip those buttons, drops right out. There's some other options out there where you can run like a belt through this. There's another PAPR pouch that's out there, I believe it's by Blackhawk, but that pouch doesn't have MOLLE for the back of this like this one does, so it can be real kind of inhibiting when it comes to trying to set up your entire kit and what you have set up. So this flap has a cutout so that you can twist those filters right on, no issues, and is also set up so that way you can change out this battery real easily. So the battery comes out and goes in right there, just your standard type of battery setup. Now when it comes to batteries itself, this is my recommendation. I would go with this 1869, the plugger battery tray for the ANPSN 11 GPS. It's just a tray that will hold 8 AA batteries, and you can run this versus running a disposable battery for the PAPR that will come with the system, or you can buy them for the system, or you can get the rechargeable systems and the batteries that go with it. With that being said, if you don't have power, if you don't have the ability to charge those batteries, or you run out of those disposable batteries, which can be pretty pricey, this is an option that you can go with. This will just drop right in, and you do have to force it in a little bit. I'm not going to do it all that much right now, or try and force it in, but the way this is set up, you can see it's a box shape versus circular like the normal batteries. So this, you do have to kind of finesse it into the system, but when this is in, it will power the entire system up. Actually, for the sake of it, I'll just throw it in there so that way you can hear it running. So you can hear that system running, it's working. The only downside to this is this battery can be a little bit painful to get out. So you either have to kind of tap it out gently so you don't break the PAPR, or if you run a nylon strip or a piece of gutted 550 cord and you take those inner guts to that 550 cord and tie that around there to be able to have a pull string on there. You don't even have to have this completely tightened down. And it doesn't matter if you have the green cap or the black cap, this battery, because of the friction that it will cause, or the tension that it will cause with the that battery on the system, it'll hold that battery in place so it will power the entire system. So this just inherently becomes a cap to keep everything from coming apart. But with that said, the tension of all of that, it's not going to come out. You have to force it out. So one thing to note though, with these battery packs, the batteries in that will break this entire system if you drop it. Just walking up here, I accidentally dropped this, trying to get all this equipment into the trailer so I could film it, and the batteries and the weight hitting a hard surface completely popped this top off and broke the system. So the good thing is these things are pretty cheap. They're about $10 a piece. You can find them on eBay really easily. It was actually a tip that I had learned from a British dude. So something to take into consideration when it comes to putting this whole system together. But like I said, I don't want to go too far over time. But all of this together makes the system work really well. These pouches are great if you're running a system that doesn't have other kind of proprietary back panels that run and have pouches for all of this already integrated into it. So like me, if you're running a back panel or you have a different plate carrier that doesn't have back panels, you can molly all of this stuff right into it. So if you have any questions, feel free to contact us and we'll answer any questions that you might have. And then like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.